All right, so we have finished our pre-writing, and because we are excellent, brilliant students who really want to do well and achieve greatness on this activity, we've gone back through and checked to make sure that it covers everything we absolutely want it to cover. Now, instead of continuing to kind of work on this together, we're going to split off into our different parts. So the first thing that you want to do as you start to kind of pick this up individually is you want to make sure that you have set up your blank essay document to match everybody else's. Now, there will be some times where you can use, whatever font, make it look nice, what have you, for a writing piece. However, when you're doing something like a formal essay in class, the Times New Roman font is typically what we go with. There is a setting or a structure rather in English that we call Mla formatting, and it kind of requires us to use Times New Roman 12-point font. So we're just going to practice with that because really it's not going to affect a whole lot. So the first thing we're going to do is go over here to the font, and we're going to make sure that we have selected Times New Roman and that we've made it 12 points. Up where it says Character Analysis Essay, we've got our title. Underneath that, we've got this tab called Format. We're going to go there and to our line spacing, and we want to make sure that we are double spaced. This is so when we start combining our paragraphs, they've all got the same spacing and layout. It's not going to be too difficult to figure out, it's not going to be too difficult to join them together because they're all going to be the same format. We're not really going to have to go and change fonts and sizes and things of that nature. It's all going to start off the same. So it just makes it a little easier when you start putting the pieces together. Now, depending on your area of the analysis itself is going to determine what you're going to write in your personal Google document. So what I've done here is I've filled out the character analysis pre-writing using a book that I just completely made up off the top of my head. I did this because I know with as brilliant as each and every last one of you are, if I use the novel we were using in class, then some of my stuff might end up in your writing, and we just want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So one of the things that I can do is I'm going to start looking at, let's say for example, my part is the introduction and the conclusion. So I've got my title, my author, my brief summary, and then my thesis statement. One of the things that I want to do in my introduction is I want to make sure that it has all of those parts in it. So I might say something like, let me italicize my novel title here. My Big Fat Lie by Ryan McKay has a lot of interesting characters. It is a completely made up novel that, oh, I guess I messed up there. See, everybody does typos. Nothing wrong with that. Completely made up novel. I'm going to go back and look what I wrote. That you cannot use in your example because it just won't work. She is a genius and quite possibly the best ever. So there's my brief summary coming into play. Go back and fix that. And then I've got to put in my thesis statement. So I can almost just type it word for word. Miss McKay is the best character because She is smart, funny, and talented, which we can learn about, let's say, which can be used to teach a lot about life. So there is kind of my introduction that I'm going to start with. You can see that all I really did was took the parts that I had written out in the outline and put them together to make this paragraph. Next, I need to go down, I need to look at my conclusion. Here, I've got this that really I'm just going to copy and paste, because right now I think it is an excellent conclusion that I'm starting with, especially, for the first time around. We're not, getting into the refining yet, so it's okay to go ahead. And there, I've got it. I've got my introductory, I've got my conclusion. We are ready to go into the rest of the paper.